It is day 2 in the homeless shelter, and some terrible, terrible facts. Example, they gave me, when I went downstairs to get toilet paper, they had, last night, they had fresh bars of soap, Ivory soap, whatever, and they were full size. Normally you have the little ones, like hotel soaps. Actually, there's ones that are like twice as big as a hotel soap, but half the size of a normal bar of soap. And I left it in the bathroom, and they just throw all that shit out. I didn't get to use it. I used it once. And you can look in the trash and just see all these full-size bars of soap being thrown out every minute of every day. Your tax dollars at work. Of course, every newspaper, left wing and right, said Mayor Bloomberg cares about efficiency. Right? He's going to run this like a business with no waste. You're not going to find waste under Mayor Bloomberg unless all the reporters lied. But that couldn't be. I'm probably making this up about the soap. Right? Government doesn't waste. Bloomberg is on record saying there is no waste of any kind in the budget. His own new deputy mayor, Goldsmith, says Bloomberg is a fucking insane lunatic. There's plenty of waste in the budget. Now, I'm paraphrasing him, but you can ask him. Ask Mr. Goldsmith. No reporter will. Mr. Goldsmith, Mayor Bloomberg said there was no waste of any kind in the budget. Do you agree with that? And you'll watch him dance. Oh, shit. I've been yelled at repeatedly for because I have to kill another 15 minutes. And they just want me to sit in the fucking lobby with everybody else where I can't work. Linens. I'm supposed to leave my linens here. And they're going to give me new linens tonight. So everyone leaves their linens here. All the bedrooms now have the linens from last night just abandoned. And then they're going to get assessed today, and they're going to send somewhere and give them new linens. I just put my linens, like you do in Rikers, in the plastic bag it all came in. Clear plastic bag. It's a pretty heavy-duty plastic bag. And I would reuse the blanket, the pillowcase, and the sheet tonight. I don't like to waste. But Mayor Bloomberg says, no, we should waste. His department, remember, Bloomberg runs this all by himself. There's nobody else who runs this place. Mike Bloomberg. And the guards are like, yeah, it's kind of a waste. You understand? They're going to give me new linens. I used these linens once. Most of the people throw out the toiletries. You know, I want to keep the toiletries. I saw in other rooms people abandon all the extra toothpastes, all the extra petroleum jellies, lotions, baby powder. Most of them abandon that shit. And then they'll get more if they need it, but instead of carrying the shit around. I hate waste, but I don't have the room to carry 4 bags of toothpaste and stuff like that because I don't want to see them throw it all in the trash. But his Mayor Bloomberg, I think somebody warned you ahead of time that he was a psychopathic criminal who despised the environment. You thought I was kidding. He despises the environment. There's hundreds of thousands of facts that you don't know. Remember, this is a guy who uses a helicopter for leisure, recreational activities. He uses a helicopter when he doesn't need to. All of his staffers who could take the subway get SUVs with free gas, unlimited everything. You see, my staff, if I was mayor, would all be riding bikes to work or taking the subway. No free cars. I'm sorry. Because I care about the environment, the clogged streets, etc., etc., etc. Nothing about Bloomberg is legitimate. The media just repeats the lie because they are full-fledged Nazis. And in many ways are much worse than Nazis, as I've explained previously here and elsewhere. So do you understand that? Every day. Now, also, last night, this whole wing was empty. But then I heard lots of voices and stuff at 2 and stuff. This morning when I got up, there was a number, maybe a cup, even though there's like hundreds of beds in this section, I saw a few dozen were occupied after 2 a.m. And all the linens are still there, used, and used only once. All they'd have to do is say, put it in your plastic bag when you're done, because they order you around here. Put it in your plastic bag when you're done, and they give you sheets of paper giving you instructions. So it should say, because for instance, I have to return my combination lock for car fare, which I think means subway. They call it car fare for bizarre reasons. And so not all the beds went empty in this section, which is good to know. I'm glad to hear they're not wasting that. But then all you have to do is say, all right, because these are all, I'm on the second floor, which is just new people. Some of the people in the building on other floors are people who are here semi-permanently. I shouldn't say semi-permanently, but I think you know what I mean. The second floor is only for people who are immediately brand new. And your first night, you get a bed. Then the next day, you have to go through all this assessment bullshit. I'm sure that's going to be shady because everything Bloomberg does in all social services and Giuliani is all corrupt. And it has been since Giuliani changed everything. And people forget that Giuliani changed everything. Example, before Giuliani, there was no bars or restaurants or clubs that carded. You weren't carded when you went to comedy clubs or bars. As long as you weren't breaking anything, nobody hassled you. Giuliani created the greatest system of harassment and waste the world has ever seen. The Nazis were efficient. Giuliani and Bloomberg and Republicans stand for waste, 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 because their friends get the contracts. You want waste and waste and more waste and more waste. Who knows? I don't know who does they might have inmates or whatever doing the laundry, but how much water does that waste a year, Mr. Bloomberg, and soap? When you're doing laundry after one time of using it, you're a fucking criminal. You're a fucking dangerous criminal. Remember, even Mike Bloomberg, this is the thing that's just so disgusting about journalists. Even Mike Bloomberg, he said almost directly, I, Mike Bloomberg, support terrorism. Example, when talking about gas prices, when he pretends to be a progressive who's interested in the environment, and the fucking reporters believe that shit, he'll say things like, we've got to wean America off foreign oil because the profits from that go to funding terrorism. Okay, so what have you done to wean your staff off of cars, make them take the subways to work and home like the rest of us schlubs? Oh, that's right, nothing. In fact, you expanded the number of gas-guzzling cars with unlimited mileage, unlimited free gas. Are your deputy mayors allowed to use the chauffeured automobiles for non-business activities, Mike? Oh, no, they aren't, are they? Liar, you're a fucking liar. Mayor Bloomberg, nobody in America wastes more gasoline than Mike Bloomberg, so the newspapers say the opposite. Just as nobody in American history produced more junk mail than Mike Bloomberg, right? His mailings just in 2009's election, unprecedented in American history. Junk mail. And if you look at all the junk mail, I have photos, I can show you, it's all empty. There's nothing there. I saved all of his literature from 2009. I'd go to his campaign offices. All the literature, it's the same thing. Mike in big letters, lots of blank spaces, photographs of him with other people. There's nothing there. It's like I have to tell people, he said I have to spend $110 million to get my message out there. I mean, yeah, all right, my message is in the newspaper every single day. But that's a lie I paid somebody a lot of money to come up with to shut you fucking retard journalists up. Because the retard journalists are just going to reprint whatever I say, and they're going to believe everything I say. Of course they don't. What they're doing is fraud. They're not stupid. They're evil. But the journalists won't tell anyone the truth. And they just lie and lie. You don't get it. You think I'm exaggerating. Everything these fucking fuckers write is a lie. Not every sentence, but you cannot find me one issue or topic by the media that is honest. Not just mistakes. I'm talking about flat out lies, which hopefully we'll be showing in the RICO lawsuit, unless I get a Bush-appointed judge. Everything's dirty, and you people just sit there as Bloomberg rapes the city, rapes our environment, and remember, he doesn't simply destroy your environment. He steals billions of dollars from you in order to fund destroying the environment. But you guys think, the New York Times and the New York Post wouldn't both lie? All right, okay, so they were all wrong about Iraq. They were all wrong about Bush. They were all wrong about everything else previously. Who knows whether they're just complete retards, or that's their argument, or complete criminals. My argument. Who cares? The point is this. Why would they be wrong now? I'm going to trust them. Like Bloomberg cares about the environment. He cares about our health. He sure does. It says it right there. It says he's planting trees. I mean, it wouldn't be PR shit. No, it wouldn't. Politicians don't do PR shit. I mean, a mayor who spent the most money in human history on PR shit is probably not. He's probably not interested in PR. he's even finally come out after 10 years and admitted I was right from day one. I said, this man cares about his image and nothing else. Nothing else. He's the emptiest suit. Then the media, of course, their job is to write the exact opposite. They say, Mike Bloomberg doesn't care what others think of him. I'll show you hundreds of articles where they mention that. Mike Bloomberg, he's independent. He doesn't care what people think. He does what he thinks is right. Sounds like one of his campaign ads, but it's also what every reporter said. Left wing and right wing. Wacky coincidence. And he then said this year he cares very much about his legacy as mayor. So legacy, that implies he cares how society views him. And he's admitted it in other ways too. And the media says, well, we're just going to report the opposite. And they do that with each category. Do you understand? No human in American history did more to protect illegal handguns than Mike Bloomberg. But then he does a couple PR stunts, and the media says, hooray. Right? All Hitler had to do was take a photo op where he is dedicated, cutting a ribbon to a center for the Jewish children. Get some smiling Jewish kids for the photos, film it. Maybe get like a rich country club estate. It's not really for the kids, but who's going to double check? Photos, cutting the ribbon, and then everybody says all over the world, look, I saw the photos. There was Hitler right there, fucking helping Jewish children. So I don't know where people come up with these claims that he doesn't like Jews. You see? And Hitler was clear about how much he didn't like Jews, right? In his own book. He was a zillion times more honest than most American politicians. He was a scumbag. He was a right-wing crook. But even Hitler couldn't touch a Mike Bloomberg for dishonesty, retardation, hatred of the environment, hatred of animals, hatred of the poor, hatred of the middle class, hatred of everyone who isn't fucking him. And Hitler did hate everybody. He hated everybody. He didn't really like women. I don't think he really cared about children. I think he liked animals. Heil Hitler! And a lot of us can agree with Hitler on that. Humans are the only real animals, savages. Luckily, I haven't been caught. I'm back in my room doing a little quick recording here before I get yelled at again. I haven't exactly been obeying the rules, and you never should. When you're dealing with the government, everything they say is garbage. So you often do the opposite of what they say. But I'm going to have, now that I got yelled at for carrying my linen around, I was going to carry it to wherever my next place is. And plastic, I got several bags of toiletries, small pouches of toiletries. I don't want to waste that shit, but they won't fit in my bag. So it's just going to go into the trash. Do you have any idea how fucking sick that is? Right? Just in my little area here, there's like, I want to say like maybe 15 to 20 beds just right in this little end of the hallway where all the linens are and all the toiletries are. Abandoned. But they have to close firehouses. They have to lay off teachers. I'm sorry. Times are tough. There's no more fat in the budget. No more waste. We got to lay off the teachers. I don't think you understand how sick that is. When they're closing firehouses, which will endanger people's lives, and which is criminal, and then simultaneously flushing as many dollars down the toilet as Mike Bloomberg can, and you think I'm exaggerating. You have no idea how much water they waste. I even have a video on YouTube of Mike Bloomberg deliberately flushing fresh water down drains in numerous city parks. It wasn't happening under Giuliani. Bloomberg changed it all to make sure the watered timers in fucking parks and playgrounds for kids is cranked at 5 a.m., 4 a.m., 3 a.m., 2 a.m., 24 hours a day. If it's raining outside, they're cranked full blast. I've shot lots of video footage. For 2 years, I've complained about it. Every single reporter said the same thing to me. That's not news. Mayor Bloomberg pouring fresh water down drains for nothing is not newsworthy. You really have the right to just go and shoot as many reporters as you'd like. These are Nazi soldiers killing you. They're just a little more subtle about it. It's fucking frightening how much they waste. And remember, it's like they go out of the way. Giuliani didn't say, hey, why don't we put in new fountain sprinklers for the kids when they play and it's hot out, to keep them cooled off, and make it so they're on 24 hours a day, even though the park is locked and closed at 9 p.m. Giuliani wasn't remotely as psychotic as Bloomberg. No one was. You can't prove I dare you to find me any historical reference to Caligula just saying, why don't we just fucking waste all the water? Let's just fucking waste it all. I know, Mike, you're going to argue we couldn't spend $2 for the fucking timer. No, we couldn't spend fucking $2 part to create a timer like every fucking Holiday Inn spa has and every Holiday Inn hot tub has. You're a fucking liar. And the journalists are even bigger fucking liars because there wouldn't be a Mike Bloomberg without the fucking lies of journalists. Remember, they hung Julius Streicher. And for what they hung him at in the Nuremberg trials, almost every other journalist in America is guilty of the exact same thing. Why aren't we trying them and hanging them for their super capital crimes against humanity? We should be. Disgusting, disgusting criminals. More soon. What else? So at 8 a.m. they nagged me to get me up. Is there any other point? More coming soon. I bet you, watch this, I'm going to use my ESP, which has never been wrong yet, but maybe this time it will be. I bet when I get my assessments and stuff, things get a little shadier. At least, though, you can see that once you get they assign you to a place, whether it's here or somewhere else. It says you change your linens every week, but I don't give a fuck about that. I want to know why everyone changes their linen the first day. Now that's something I should call the New York Times tomorrow and tip off a couple reporters and send an email out to a few reporters. And every one of those reporters, by law, should say, holy fuck, it's my job as a reporter to tell people we're a watchdog of the government. Even Bloomberg is on record saying the media is a great watchdog. They are the checks and balances of his government. Because last year he wanted to get rid of the public advocate, whose job is one of the only two people whose job is to police City Hall. And Mayor Bloomberg was like, let's get rid of the guy who's supposed to watch me. We don't need to spend money on that. We got a fucking press that is fucking serious. I mean, they're kicking my ass, he said last year, even though they'd never criticized him ever until December of last year. I mean, until 6 months ago, all they ever did was praise Bloomberg. Left-wing papers, right-wing papers, all praise for Bloomberg. No matter how many laws he got caught committing crimes, praise Bloomberg. They would criticize the city. Sometimes they'd even go so far as to criticize City Hall and leave out the fact that it was that the man runs it, that Bloomberg is the guy who runs it all. They criticize city agencies every minute of every day and leave out the guy who runs it. Always left out Hitler. Every single article I can show you by the media attacking government, attacking our Nazi government, left out. Well, they didn't leave out Hitler. They often praised Hitler, always criticizing the Holocaust, the invasion of Poland, and always in the same article or in adjacent articles praising Hitler and pretending he had nothing to do with it. I can show you almost every article in the press over the last 10 years. Okay? I monitor the media. You don't, you're lucky, because if you knew what I knew, you'd want to fucking hang yourself. Super Nazis on parade. So I should be able to spread this information to everyone. They say, all right, that's a good question. We're going to ask the Department of Homeland Services, Seth Diamond, fucking scumbag who's in charge, and Bloomberg, and say, how is that efficient? You could just have each person put it back in the plastic bag it came in and bring that with them. They do it in Rikers. When you get transferred to other dorms in Rikers, you take your shit with you. You take your linens with you. Because most of us don't want to waste shit. We're all homeless. We don't believe in waste. Remember, we're homeless because of waste. Because Mike Bloomberg warehoused 20,000 units of public housing. We're homeless because Michael Bloomberg wastes thousands of public buildings that are sitting empty. We're homeless because of waste. We are not rich. Rich people believe in waste. Rich people believe in everything should be thrown out. Rich people have caused every problem in the world. Rich people. That's why they created the police department, to keep us slaves from fucking rising up and fixing things. That's why they created armies, to protect against the slaves. Because almost every human in history has been a fucking slave crawling in the fucking mud. While the rich fucking... Do you really need gold goblets? No, you don't, you fucking piece of shit. All Bloombergs. all need to hang. Okay? Learn from fucking history. This country is founded on one principle: stopping Mike Bloomberg. That's what the founding fathers created this fucking country for. We've got to stop the tyranny of the elite. Wake the fuck up. More soon.